Oh, hey there. Welcome to Performance Surgery with Bob Ross. Now, as you can see here, we have our nice, lovely patient sitting on this table right here. And he's really not hooked to anything, but we don't need to do that because here at Bob Ross Performance Surgery, we don't expect to do anything professional or anything like that. We just want to show our viewers the best way to do surgery, the best they can possibly do it. Now, one thing before we start is that due to the graphic nature of the surgery, we don't want there to be any blood or any guts or anything because that's going to scar our viewers, and we don't want that. So when we perform the surgery, we're just going to take a few steps closer. So that's what we're going to do. So let's do that, shall we? That's more like it. Now, when we perform surgery, we just got to reach into our toolbox. So the first thing that we're going to get right here is this nice little screwdriver. And what we're going to do is we're just going to screw some of the bones and arteries into our patient and make sure they're real tight. So let's do that, shall we? Now, one thing you got to know about doing surgery is that it's all about happy little accidents, you know? Because when we perform surgery, not everyone's going to make it. And some of them die because we just can't save everyone here at Bob Ross's Surgery, but we do the best we can. So we're just going to screw those little things right here. A little bit more touch up. And there. Perfect. Now, next thing we're going to do is, let's reach in my toolbox real quick. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to scissor our patient. We're basically going to perform surgery like it's performing arts and crafts. You ever went to kindergarten? Well, I sure did. And we're just going to do some of that. It's almost like, making a snowflake. I remember I used to make lots of snowflakes back in first grade. Yeah. So we're just going to cut our patient up a little bit, like we're cutting a piece of paper. And there. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next one, shall we? And for our next one that we're going to do is, we got the basic tools. Scalpel. I think this might be actually something from a nail salon or something like that, but looks like a scalpel. I think it's close enough. It will do the job. So we're just going to make an incision right here. And avoid the heart, avoid the kidneys. Make sure you don't touch the ribs. And there. Perfect. Nice little incision. Alright. Now, let's move on, shall we? Now, what we're going to do now is that we are going to make dinner with our patient, basically. So we got a knife and we got a little fork. So we're just gonna carve our patient like we're kind of eating a steak. Literally, because I can see the lungs and heart. And I've never tasted heart before, but it's probably not very good. So we're just gonna cut right here, right here, right up, right up. Yeah, it's almost like having a nice steak dinner with our patients. But I don't want to eat all this stuff because it's really raw. There. That's great. Perfect. Now, let's do the next thing, shall we? What we gotta do now is, we gotta pull something out of our patient, so let's do that. So I'm just pulling something out. Alright. 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 I think I almost got it. Surgery, it's a very tough thing. I should be watching what I'm doing, but, I have to entertain you guys at the same time. So we're just gonna pull it out. I think I almost got it. And there we go. Yeah, the snake was in our patient. I don't know how that got in there. Alright, moving on, shall we? Now, one of the basic instruments while performing surgery is this little saw. And obviously it hasn't been cleaned in quite some time. This is all the blood from the last patient, but for the sake of time and everything, it'll have to do. So let's saw our patient right here. Right up. Yeah, it's like sawing a piece of wood, you know what I mean? I should be watching because I might get one of his blood vessels or arteries, but, we do our best we can. And here we go. And there. That's great. And last but not least, our last thing that we gotta do is we gotta do this. We just gotta drill our patient a little. So let's do that, shall we? Alright. We're just trying to basically drill some of the things in place. Make sure that all the bones and arteries stay in perfectly. So let's try it. Alright. Almost there. And great. Perfect. So we've pretty much done everything to our patient, so let's revert back to the original screen, shall we? Great. Just like magic. Now, as you can see, that our patient is still in nice and great order. I just had to pull over the sheet basically because I didn't want you to see anything. But we did great. He's all fine and all that. So thank you for joining Bob Ross's surgery, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye.